a live stream coming through. Sam, can you ask Jesse to give us a shout when he can see it coming through?
Jesse, tell us when you can see it.
Have you seen the setup we've got going on here, Homer? Are you familiar with, did you catch that earlier? Did you see the craziness?
I came in about 45 minutes ago, I think.
Don't worry. So this is the randomness of my desk. 3 laptops over here. So you've Skyped in on here. That's my streaming PC at the back there. And then I've got a camera there that's been filming me all day that's now looking at the windowsill. Obviously we've got tech support there. And then that screen there is what really generally fries my head, because that's my kind of mission control screen. And in front of it, you can see that little black box, which is obviously for our visual effects for when we need to do some Cape Canaveral style stuff, you see. That's going to take 8 seconds to come through, but I think that might tickle you when you see that come through. Are we live on YouTube again?
Not for me. I'm looking at your previous feed. Your YouTube remembers what you've already had on.
Okay, maybe it's on a new stream then, because we stopped that one. So yeah. My streamer says I'm streaming. Let's see what YouTube says. Yep, we're live on YouTube. If you go back to the Steamco homepage on YouTube, it should connect you to the
No, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I can.
Yeah, we can show you sometime. Although it'd be good to know if it was going. Well, actually, I can see it, so that's the main thing. Okay, so this is Gina. Let's see if she picks up now. You can see the tidy edit, and we'll get rid of all this at home, of course. Yep, we've got Gina. Okay, flip your screen around that way, Gina. So we've got Gina here.
We are here.
Hello, Gina. Can you hear us? Okay.
I can.
So let me pull you up on the screen here. So we've got in. So have you got your screen lock on your phone?
I have no idea.
So are you on an iPhone or an Android one?
I'm Android.
Oh, I don't know how that works. Turn your phone around sideways again. Let me get you up here, then Homer can see what we're talking about. Let's put you in that little window there. So there you are, and let's get Homer on 7. Put Homer in there. So there you go, Homer Hickam. You're on. Well, you can't see it actually because you can't see the YouTube feed, can you? And have you got YouTube on there, Gina?
We can't get your new live back on.
That's what Homer said. I'm connecting to it now. So I can see it. It is streaming live. I can see it on... You have to go back to YouTube, I think. It is streaming live because I'm connected to YouTube and I can see it.
Okay, hold on. I'm just going to try again.
How do you turn rotation lock off on an Android phone?
Hold on. You want it off or on?
Okay, you swipe from the top and you turn it off. There you go. That's brilliant. So you're now full screen.
Yeah.
Have you got you've got YouTube on as well, or just on your phone?
I'm trying to get it back on. So I'm trying to get it back on the laptop and on the TV.
Okay, you do that. I'm going to turn my video off on the screen so we don't see that nonsense on there. So you you won't see me on your phone now.
Okay.
What flat are you in? The ground floor flat there?
Middle.
Middle. So you haven't got access to the garden then?
No, but we can look out the window.
Look out the window because you're going to see it go in a minute. We are going to launch this rocket any minute now. On the other line, we've got the most amazing man, one of the most inspiring people you could ever wish to meet. Generous, a chap called Homer Hickam. He wrote a book all about his life because when he was a little boy, he didn't want to be a coal miner in the town that he lived in because that was the only job that there was. And he saw a little dot in the sky one day, which actually, if you look in the sky at the moment, you might be lucky to see 5 or 6 dots in a row, which are Elon Musk's new satellites. Because Homer Hickam, when he was a boy, he saw these dots and it was a satellite. It was the world's first satellite, and it inspired him to go and learn to make rockets. And he learned to make rockets. He made one that went 6 miles high in the sky a year or so later. And he got a job working for NASA, and they're the people who make the rockets and went to the moon. And he has trained astronauts to go on the space shuttle and the International Space System. So,
Amazing. Did
now
you hear that?
I only met your kids today for the first time, which is disgraceful given that I've lived here 20 years, but I know you well enough because we've had a few parties. Nina, what are your children's names again, if you don't mind? But you don't have to say them on air if you don't want to.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Naya. And I'm Remy.
Naya and Remy.
I'm Remy.
Lovely names. So Naya and Remy, I don't know what you'd like to be when you grow up, but on the video now is a man called Homer who is in America at the moment. And you can ask him any question you want about going to space or what you could do when you grow up. Any questions you want. Go and ask him some questions. He might not know all the answers because he's not the cleverest man in the world, but he's quite clever.
You've been learning about space actually this week. So have a think. What have you asked about space? What have you asked me?
Is the sun fire?
Say it again.
Is the sun fire?
Is the sun fire? Is the sun made out of fire? That's a good question. What do you think, Homer?
That is a good question. No, well, in a way, I guess, because it's very hot like fire, but the sun is so big, it's actually made out of hydrogen, which is the lightest element in the universe. If you look at the atom of hydrogen, it only has one little proton and one little electron going around it. And what happens on the sun is that it's so big that it squeezes hydrogen atoms together and creates helium, another element, and that releases energy. So it's not, fire is a form of energy, but by squeezing these atoms together, it releases energy that comes all the way across the solar system, 93 million miles.
Whoa.
To land on the Earth. Well, maybe not in England, but in the rest of the Earth. and it takes 8 minutes to get here. So when you look at the sun, don't look at the sun, by the way, but if you glance up there, that's actually the sun 8 minutes ago.
Fantastic. Do you have to be very careful giving children advice? Don't do this at home kind of stuff, I guess, quite a lot, don't you, Homer? So can you see YouTube yet, guys?
Yeah, we've got it up.
Can you see the rockets on the windowsill there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, Sam, can you stand up a minute, please? Just stand up. Can you turn the camera around so it's on the paper rocket? Stand up here, look. So my son's here. He's going to help me here. Stand up, push the chair under the desk. I'm going to turn my microphone on so you don't hear me speaking to him. Okay, stand by. We're going to launch a rocket in Saltram here in West London.
You want to go to the kitchen and have a look?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sam's done that. That's great. Lift it up a little bit. That's too far. Whoops. Just get it so it fills it, Sam. Are you going to the window, are you? Get it in the middle of the screen, Sam.
We are.
Get it in the middle. You can zoom out by the little, this on the top here, look. That's the zoom, that little thing there.
Flip and see what we can see. Oh, no. Okay, let's go back. I don't know, how do we flip? There you go.
Okay, we're working out how to zoom the camera. Don't worry, we haven't really spent an awful lot of time with these cameras. Okay, Sam, that's...
To get down.
Okay, so we might be able to see it coming
Okay,
down.
we've worked out how to zoom the camera. That's great. So this is a paper rocket, which is nothing more than a puff of air. Can you hear me down the road there? Can you all hear?
Can hear you.
Great.
Can you hear us?
So if you all blow your hand now quite gently, can you feel the pressure of the air pushing against your hand? Now blow it hard. Now clap your hand and punch it, because we are going to use air, just a puff of air, to punch that rocket 100 times harder than you can punch your hand. And we're going to make that rocket go really high. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because we're going to have a little bit of a countdown here. Okay. We're standing by. Everybody ready? I think we're ready. Okay, let's have a go. Because we're going to have a little bit of the countdown here. Okay, we're standing by.
20
Everybody
seconds
ready?
and counting.
I think we're ready. Okay.
T-minus 15
Let's have a
seconds.
go.
Guidance is internal.
10.
11, 10.
10. Come on, everybody. 9, 8,
Ignition sequence
7,
start.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Amazing! Did you see that? 6,
12,
5,
We can't see it from our window.
You didn't see it. Well, don't worry.
We heard it.
That was just. Let me just stop this echo. I know what's causing that. So that was a paper rocket. Now, if Sam can move the camera to the other rocket, please, because this is a dynamite one. Now, Homer's seen a couple of these go, probably not on the YouTube, not with two families on the other side of the world. So I'm fairly confident this is a bit of a first. Homer Hickam, are you?
Yes, I think so.
Don't report me to the authorities, will you? So Sam's here. If you get that, where are we, Sam? So if you just lock that like that, you can lock that so it's in the right position, because that's not going anywhere, that camera. You need to sit in the chair and film it on your iPhone in slow motion, okay? Okay, in slow-mo. Now my room is probably going to fill up with smoke here, which is a bit of a scary prospect. But this is quite exciting, to say the least, actually. So we've got, let me get my videos ready here. Sam, can you just look out the window and make sure there's nobody outside, nobody on any of the roofs, and it looks quite safe, please? Well, I need you to look. Yeah, put your head out the window. Please don't swear on national YouTube. So we're all clear. It's clear, is it?
Yeah.
There's nobody around. Can you tell Jesse we're just about to launch and ask him to get ready? We're about to launch. So we are about to launch a dynamite rocket here on the Rocket Kids channel to inspire our kids to aim high in life. Are we ready to start the countdown? Is everybody clear? Can we have a thumbs up from Homer Hickam, please, if you're ready, Homer Hickam? We've got a thumbs up from America. Can we have a thumbs up there, boys and girls, please? How excited are you? Can you turn your camera widthways again, do you think? Turn it
this
round.
way.
That's it. That will chip. That's perfect, because we're professionals here. We're doing our best to do a good job. This is pretty. Let me just check. I've got a red light. When I press that, I should get a red light. That means we've got power. That means we've got a circuit. My goodness, I don't really know what to say about this. I think we're going to go for. In fact, yes, we're going to go. Okay, so let's go with the sound effects and everything. Okay.
20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10,
9, 8,
Ignition sequence
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Can you see that?
Oh, wow.
Can you see it? Whoa!
I know, I just...
20
Look,
seconds
where's
and
it going?
counting.
Let me get that back up there again. Well, thank you all so much. That has just been amazing having you here for this. I want to get this video on properly. Hang on a second. We're all fingers and thumbs here today, I'm
20
afraid. Is
seconds
that
and
coming out?
counting.
No, that's better. Yeah, let's get that.
T-minus 15 seconds.
So, did you enjoy that, guys?
12.
Did you have fun?
And could you see it?
Yeah.
Could you
What'd
see it?
say?
My room here is absolutely full of smoke. Can you turn the camera around on me, Sam, please? We're absolutely full of smoke in here. Can you see all the smoke? God, blimey. Absolutely smoked out we are. We're smoked out here in Cape Canaveral, and we're going to go live to, stop laughing, Homer. The rocket is taking off, and there it goes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, am I safe for being this close, do you think? Do you think it's safe for me to be this close to a rocket when it takes off? Oh my goodness. This is so scary.
Oh, did you see that?
Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support you've been today. Homer Hickam, I'm just going to finish talking to you. What do you think of that, boys and girls down there? Did you like that?
Thank you. It was lovely. It was so cool, wasn't it?
So cool. Well, I'm going to bring you one of my big boxes, one of these boxes here, which are creativity boxes, and this box has got a robot in it, it's got rocket making kits, and we're going to bring that to you. We're going to take that to schools and communities to help you all to be as inspired as this amazing man Homer Hickam. And Nina, I'm going to get you a copy of Homer's book, Rocket Boys. I've got a spare copy of that, and I'm going to give you a little copy of this book, which I wrote.
Thank you for answering our question, Homer, as well. You say thank you, sir. Yes, Homer.
Well, it was great to meet you and your children, and good luck in life. And I'll be looking forward to hearing about your education and your success in life. So that's great.
And Nina, let me say one thing before you go. This book, right, that I'm going to give you, it's not Netflix, yes. All right? You don't read all of them in one go. You read one a night for 10 minutes. You then sit with the kids and chat with them, and then you go to bed, okay? And don't you sit up all night binging on this book. It's to spread it out over the lock-in. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the street.
Thank
wow,
you.
Look at that. Isn't that lovely?
Bye. Say bye.
Well, there you go, Homer Hickam. This is what this is the kind of craziness you're unleashing across the world. Hope you're happy with yourself.
Well, I think you're unleashing it, Nick, and I have really enjoyed this and helping you to meet your neighbors finally. And
well, there's an irony, isn't it?
More of that. But it's been a lot of fun. I love what you're doing over there. I'm proud of you, and I know that you work very, very hard. And I think that you're doing a great service for the students and the teachers in your country, and I'm just proud to be a very small part of that. So keep up the good work.
You have no idea the support and the credibility and the encouragement you give me as an adult, but the kids, every time I go in, I see children with their mouths on the floor and I tell them your story. It's just been wonderful. I don't know if you can stay on there, but you can log off your Skype, but I'm just going to play a film of what happened the day I saw Elton John's film Rocket Man and your song, and how that's changed one boy's life in Leeds, and how hopefully together with your support we can roll this out, because I'm delighted to announce today that you, Homer Hickam, have agreed to be the patron of the Rocket Kids Club and to put your name to our work, to carry your legacy, not just your legacy, but the legacy of your mother, your father, your community, and my mother and my father, who I know are watching this. My mother's very ill at the moment. My dad's looking after her, but they, can't thank you enough. Thank you so much, Homer Hickam.
Oh, you're welcome, Nick, and I'm certainly glad to be a patron. And I know that only great things are going to come out of it. So you guys take care, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Bless you. Thank you so much, Homer. You take care now. Bye-bye. Wow. There you go. The ultimate rocket boy, the ultimate rocket man. Elton John wrote a song, played a song called Rocket Man, but Homer Hickam wrote the book. Homer Hickam lived the life and has given us all just so much inspiration, It's incredible. And I'm now going to jump out of this. I'm going to drop out of PowerPoint. If I freeze, in fact, this is quite good. I can press this button here and it's like, that freezes it, which means I can go and do something over here and you think I'm still there, but in fact I'm jiggling around because I want to play a film that we could not have made if it wasn't for Homer Hickam. We couldn't have been here today. We would not be here today. I don't know what I'd be doing if that man hadn't been so generous sharing his story with us, with kids across the world indirectly. And basically just being so kind and generous. As far as I'm concerned, Homer Hickam has given us the greatest gift that anybody can give a child, as far as I'm concerned. Well, in fact, I think there are three greatest gifts. There are three greatest gifts you can give a child. One is some of your time, to sit and read with them, to play with them, to be with them, and you've got no excuse now because we're in lock-in. We're not in lockdown. Nobody's locking us down. We're in lock-in. We're here because we know we need to do the right thing sometimes. The first thing you can give your children is some of your time. The second thing you can give them are some stories. And you could do a lot worse than read bits of this book to them, Homer Hickam's Rocket Boys book, which is an inspiring story about how he and his 3 mates learned to make rockets and ended up working for NASA and telling stories to us here. And he's got lots more books. There's a book about how this book was made. Fantastic stories about the submarines in World War II, which I know my father loves. And my dad found this book in an Oxfam bookshop, a charity bookshop, gave it to me and said it's the best book he's ever read. And that changed my life. As another present that my dad gave me did, a train set when I was young. And that's the book that I've written, and I'm not here to plug books today. I want to tell you about the greatest gifts. 1 is your time, 2 are stories like that. Sit and read stories, invent stories, make stories. And the third thing you can give your kids is their art. Because art is what we call it when what we do might connect us to somebody else. Art is about creativity, it's about tools and technology, it's about people. Creativity, tools and people. Art could be painting, photography, dancing, DJing, design, rockets, robots, cooking, coding, whatever. If a child has a passion, we need to nurture that and develop that and help them aim high. Help them aim higher than high, as we're trying to do with the Rocket Kids Club, and help them connect with their art so that they can make some money, maybe make a little bit of a living out of it, make some friends if it becomes a great hobby, or make the world a better place. And this world has never needed creativity like it needs it now. So this film that I'm going to show you now is what happened the day that I saw the Elton John life story captured by an advertising agency using their art, their creativity, to tell the story of Elton John for a retail store, John Lewis here in the UK. I hope you enjoy this. The 12 Days of Creative Christmas, a campaign we kicked off when we saw the most amazing film that Elton John made with John Lewis.
It's a little bit funny.
We saw that film, made our own, which had 50,000 views in just one afternoon, and that inspired us to announce in Cardiff the 12 Days of Creative Christmas tour. We went from Cornwall all the way through to Carlisle. In Sheffield we stopped off with John Lewis, and we were delighted when they gave us a very special present for a very special person. In Bradford we were delighted to rock up the day that Jimmy Rotherham, the music teacher at Feversham Primary, had been shortlisted. I then showed the children a film of me and my dad and my first ever train set when I was 1, and discussed how my dad showed me how to use my imagination and how that train set was to me what that piano was to Elton.
I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. This one's for you.
Today's been very special because I popped up for the 12th day to our friends up there at Parkins Primary and popped back into Mr. Dyson's office and gave a very special present to a very special boy.
And rockets were named after the steam engine.
Now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down the words how wonderful life is while you're in the world.
What is it?
The train.
So, what are we doing today then?
Building this.
We are leaving the industrial economy and entering the connection economy. You don't have to like it, but it's true. Art is what we call it when someone does something that might connect us to someone else. It might not work, but here's the thing. The guy who invented the ship also invented the shipwreck. And either you're in or you're out. Either you want to play this game or you don't. Art doesn't work because we did something conventional and predictable, and here it is industrialized, right? Art works because we connected.
Well, I hope you'll agree that we've managed to connect with Homer Hickam, we've managed to connect with Ed Finch, we've managed to connect Ed Finch with Homer Hickam, and you heard earlier how Ed Finch's generosity created the opportunity for me to write a book because I launched it, I announced it at a literacy event that he ran with his teachers in a school community there in Oxford, and 100 odd people there. Tomorrow we've got a day of lectures and talks, the BrewEd Isolation Conference, 40 teachers talking for 10 minutes across the day. We're doing a bit of DJing tomorrow night. You'll be glad to know, if you're still listening home at Hickham, that we've got a mirror ball here. So we're going to have a fun time here tomorrow afternoon. We're doing Saturday night or Saturday afternoon fever tomorrow afternoon, and then we're doing Saturday Night Fever tomorrow night 10 till 1, DJing in here. So it's going to be transformed into John Travolta's wildest dreams. And in fact, I'm sure even John Travolta with all his money is not having the fun we're having and the inspiration we're having at the moment. The end of that film there, I mean, and I have to dedicate that film, I have to thank Karen and Gareth Bingham up there in Seacroft Estate in Leeds for their support and their collaboration on this project with Macaulay, the Parklands Rocket kid there, who put his hand up one day in a school assembly when I was in the school in Parklands Primary. After I'd done my Steam Co assembly, he put his hand up and said, "You haven't told them about Steamboat." And I said, "Well, what boat are you talking about?" He said, "Well, Titanic. Don't you know a story about Titanic? Built with Sheffield steel, that was." And he told me the story of Titanic. And I gave him a sticker, and he said, "You know, I've got 3 stickers now. Well, I've got one for my teeth and one for my eyes. I'm going to put this on my mum's boiler." And I was so pleased to give Macaulay another sticker. And since then, we've been on an adventure. Macaulay came to London with his mum and his dad and his sister Kaylin. They went to the Science Museum. They went to a musical. We had a fantastic time and a real journey. And I hope you're all well. I hope you're all safe. And lots of love to you, Karen and Gareth and the kids. You know, your support means so much, and I can't thank you enough for that. Because you came to Parliament and you helped us launch the Art Connects 19 Festival, a year of events. So we had a week of talks and conferences all across the country, in Liverpool with Patrick up there at North Liverpool Academy. We did events down in London, in Notting Hill and West London. We did events across the country. And I met the culture minister, who said to us, "Look, Nick, what you're doing is amazing. You know, we need to connect with communities, with art and culture in this way. We're having a national festival in 2022. We've got £120 million for a national festival of creativity in 2022. And so we said, right, we'll do the hashtag Art Connects 19 conference. At the end of that year, we had a video call with Nile Rodgers in New York, which was arranged by an incredibly generous man, Mert Mercuriades, who is his collaborator, his colleague in the music business. And we had a video call with Nile Rodgers. And Nile Rodgers said to us that collaboration is so important. Communities, collaborations, business schools have to come together. And I think if we're in lock-in at the moment now, we have to look on the bright side and see the opportunities for us to connect, for us to use technology and our creativity and our relationships with other people in the way that I've connected with my neighbour here, who I have met before because we've run street parties and we met at that, but I'd never met her kids, I don't think. Maybe I have, I don't know. But absolutely wonderful to be here today. And what I want to do now is just play out this little film that we made with Nile Rodgers and everybody else. And it's a film that documents the year that we've had in this country, travelling around school communities and festivals and fates. And it plays over a song that is one of Nile Rodgers' classics, which I absolutely love as a bit of a disco dad. So let me play you this and tell me what you think of this. Because when we talk to our children about futures and skills and things they need to do, we've got to tell them not just to aim this high, but this high, higher than high. And that's what the Rocket Kids Club is all about. It's about creating a place where kids can be safe, they can be inspired, they can create and they can share, but with their creative carers, their parents. Might be the grandparents. The other week we had Grandad Pete from Liverpool with his daughter Laura and their 3 kids, and they were making and they were collaborating on this platform, and they were both in video screens. And Grandma even popped along to have a look, and I'm sure if she's anything like a lot of relations that she didn't really want to, hasn't paid an awful lot of attention to Grandad's antics with technology over the years. As long as he pays the food bills and the rent, everybody's happy. And they connected, and Grandma got involved as well. We saw earlier in the week Leanne and Rowan again, who we saw today, who've got their first Rocket Kids kit. And we also saw Marta with her mum there, learning and working and playing together. Absolutely fantastic. And that's what this is all about. And it's about those moments, it's about creating those moments together. But we have to say to our children, if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. We aim high. It does not matter if it doesn't work first time, as long as it's safe. Don't be afraid to have a go. And if anybody tells you it might not fail, whatever.
It might not work, but here's the thing. The guy who invented the ship also invented the shipwreck. And either you're in or you're out. Either you want to play this game or you don't. Art doesn't work because we did something conventional and predictable, and here it is industrialized, right? Art works because we connect.
So the festival that we will be organising in 2022 is a festival of creativity in its broadest sense. So what we're looking for is events that will help to bring people together and show the value of art.
An event like this is absolutely overdue. Being from a working class family as well, we've never had access to the arts.
I think this is amazing, and we should encourage Nick to do more of this so that we can connect friends through art. Is actually amazing.
Well, a lot of schools have taken music out of their curriculum, and I find that really appalling.
This book is going to change lives. There are 7 stories.
Keep doing what you're doing. I love your passion. Please keep doing what you're doing, inspiring the kids. I think it's great. Not enough parents spend enough time with the kids. They leave them on the iPads and things like that, and I absolutely love it. Keep doing what you're doing. I love your passion.
Again, boys will be boys. Better let them have their toys. Girls will be girls. Cute ponytails and curls. Must put an end to this stress and strife. I think I want to live that sporting life.
I'm going to make it happen for you, Nick.
I appreciate that.
Well, I'm going to make it happen for you because what you're doing is in the end absolutely brilliant.
I had the idea of getting a big screen to come here and celebrate, and I did a thing called a crowdfunder. I said to lots of people, I only gave myself 24 hours, and they said,
I've just realised I had that frozen all the way through, so I'm going to rewind that. Sorry about that, that was pretty shoddy. Let's go again with that.
It might not work, but here's the thing. The guy who invented the ship also invented the shipwreck. And either you're in or you're out. Either you want to play the...
Right, third time lucky, here we go.
It might not work, but here's the thing. The guy who invented the ship also invented the shipwreck. And either you're in or you're out. Either you want to play this game or you don't. Art doesn't work because we did something conventional and predictable, and here it is industrialized, right? Art works because we connect.
So the festival that we will be organising in 2022 is a festival of creativity in its broadest sense. So what we're looking for is events that will help to bring people together and show the value of art.
An event like this is absolutely overdue. Being from a working class family as well, we've never had access to the arts.
I think this is amazing, and we should encourage Nick to do more of this so that we can connect friends through art. Is actually amazing.
Well, a lot of schools have taken music out of their curriculum, and I find that really appalling.
This book is going to change lives. There are 7 stories.
Keep doing what you're doing. I love your passion. Please keep doing what you're doing, inspiring the kids. I think it's great. Not enough parents spend enough time with the kids. They leave them on the iPads and things like that, and I absolutely love it. Keep doing what you're doing. I love your passion.
Again, boys will be boys. Better let them have their toys. Girls will be girls. Cute ponytails and curls. Must put an end to this stress and strife. I think I want to live that sporting life.
I'm going to make it happen for you, Nick.
I appreciate that.
Well, I'm going to make it happen for you because what you're doing is in the end absolutely brilliant.
I had the idea of getting a big screen to come here and celebrate, and I did a thing called a crowdfunder. I said to lots of people, I only gave myself 24 hours, and they said, you'll never do it.
One time for the Lord.
Art and creativity is absolutely everything, you know, to secure the jobs for the future.
Niall, what does collaboration mean to you?
For me, collaboration is everything. So my whole life is a collaboration.
Niall Rogers there speaking to us at our Liverpool event in Toxteth. My whole life's a collaboration. An event a year, hashtag Collaborate20, inspired by Niall Rogers, inspired by an amazing educationalist, author, speaker, leadership consultant, innovation guru, Richard Gerver, who's a former head teacher, who ran a school where every day was like being at Disneyland, not a million miles away from Chris Dyson and the brilliant work he does. It was inspired by Nishma Robb, UK marketing director at Google, People who've supported us and believed with us and stood by us and had our backs all the way through on this journey. It's just been fantastic. And Homer Hickam today as well. So today, just to wrap up, just been absolutely fantastic. We've been live today from Cape Canaveral. If you believe that, you'll believe anything, of course. 4 till 6, it's now 7:15 because we had a couple of hiccups, and thanks so much to everybody for sticking with that. Homer particularly, really grateful to you for standing by us on that. All part of our community lock-in, brought to you, supported by LGFL, fantastic company that provides technology, content creation, tools, everything for schools in London, now across the country. And we believe they're now working very closely with the government to support school communities, not just in London, but across the country as part of the government's new programme. We're going to be doing an event with them in some shape or form. We're waiting to confirm those details, but we just can't wait. Amazing support we've had from John Jackson and Bob Usher and Laura, the team at LGFL, just fantastic. So LGFL have been a bit amazing, and they've made this possible. We could not have done this without them because we literally had run out of money. We've had a great week. World Creativity Day. We were in Cape Canaveral as we are here today, or Cape Collaboration. Tuesday, or was it Wednesday? Wednesday we were in an amazing warehouse, one of those places where all those things you just click with a finger of a mouse. The warehouses, we went down to one of their warehouses and looked through, and saw the robots buzzing around with no people, and worked out and thought how they might work. We then went to a massive toilet roll factory and saw them making toilet rolls, and we had our toilet roll competition, the art of loo rolls, the World Loo Roll Day as we declared it. So we made rockets, we made castles, we had a fantastic time making things out of loo rolls. That was yesterday, and today here we are at the launch of the Rocket Kids Club. Absolutely wonderful. Fantastic to have dear friend Malumba with us earlier. The uber inspiring Action Jackson, who is just off the scale, and I can't thank, whoops, let's stand over that side. Can't thank Action Jackson enough for his support. He's just been absolutely wonderful. Mamta, we weren't able to get her in today, but we'll be hearing from Mamta. She's working really hard. She's got events on tonight, so she couldn't make it in person. Super to hear from Leanne and Rowan. And of course, Jimmy Rotherham up there in Bradford, doing amazing work with young people using music. Great to have Dennis on with JD, and we're going to be giving a robot away, so that's going to be fantastic. Lord Martin Rees, can't thank him enough for his support. Amazing man, the Astronomer Royal. What that man doesn't know about space and astronomy is just beyond belief, just incredible. And of course, we got with the rockets, so we had Ed Finch up, who normally looks like that, but I know really always wants to look like that, and that's the Ed Finch look that we prefer, the Elton John Crazy Glasses look. We looked at Rocket Boys, Homer Hickam's book and the movie, and how those 4 boys jumbled up some letters to go from Rocket Boys to October Sky over there in Colwood. They saw the Sputnik in the sky, and they learnt to make rockets. They were inspired to change the world with their art, and their art was making rockets. They saw the Sputnik, they learnt to make rockets, and ended up making a rocket that went 6 miles high in the sky. And if there's one thing I'd like to show Homer Hickam before we leave, it's a film we made of an exhibition that he would have loved, an exhibition at the Design Museum here in London. And this was an exhibition about moving to Mars, and was one of the most beautiful exhibitions I've seen. There we had the drawings of Dr. Van Roer, the amazing rocket scientist whose book inspired Homer. That, his notebooks and all his instruction guides and magazines and comics that I know Homer Hickam would have looked at were at that exhibition. And before they closed it, we filmed it, we photographed it, we captured it. And we're talking to the Design Museum about the possibility of making an exhibit, an activity that we could deliver on our Steamco days. But what we're actually going to do is develop an activity, and we're going to deliver the Moving to Mars Design Museum activity in the community lock-in as part of the Rocket Kids Club. And we hope to collaborate with the Design Museum on that. We are going to be doing it, and hopefully with their blessing and with their support, which would just be fantastic. I'm going to show you the film that we made from that, because it is, if I say it myself, very special. Just had an absolutely fantastic morning here in West London. If you can't guess from the rocket behind, I'm actually at the Moving to Mars exhibition here at the Design Museum, which is fantastic. It closes in 2 weeks, and I can't recommend it to you enough. And seeing it a few weeks ago really struck me. How many children, how many communities, how many schools, how many teachers just won't get to see this, whether they're in London whether they're outside London, whether they're up north. They might as well be on Mars in some cases. And it's always one of the things we set out to do with STEAMCO is to collaborate with organisations, with institutions, museums, galleries like the Design Museum, Tate Modern, who we've done a small collaboration with, to develop activities that could be delivered on STEAMCO days by school communities. This exhibition, Moving to Mars, is absolutely fantastic, and it lends itself to delivery on one of our STEAMCO days. We've been talking to the Design Museum Learning team here and are hopeful that we'll be able to borrow some of these assets, repurpose them and package them up for a whole day that we can deliver in schools around the country. So look out for that. We're hoping we'll be able to pull that together. But until then, check out our Rocket Kids session, an all-school assembly, a rocket making workshop for one class of children and a real community rocket launch. STEAMCO is all about helping our kids aim high, dream, find their passion, or find their art. Because STEAMCO helps connect our kids with their art and our communities with their schools. We hope you'll join us. We hope you'll collaborate for creativity.
Have a dream. One day.
That wasn't the music I wanted to play, this was. Go on, play.
I have a dream. One day, this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created. I have a dream. I have a dream today.
An amazing day there with our friends at Academy St James in Bradford, up in Yorkshire. Not a million miles away from Parklands Primary, where Chris Dyson, the community there, who've been so supportive on the show today. I'm going to say goodbye now. I'm going to play out with the Rocket Kids Club trailer. We've had a fantastic afternoon. We're going to package this up. We now need 100 test pilots to try this system. It's all for free. We're certainly going to keep it for free for everybody for 3 months. We may charge £1 a week thereafter for people who can afford it, but it's always going to be free for people who can't. People with free school dinners are going to get this for free. We need other people to come together, because the people at the moment that are suffering with education are not the people in independent and private schools. They're delivering fantastic education using online, and that's fantastic. And as Jeff Barton would say at the Head Teachers Association, that's what the parents pay for. The middle class, middle tier schools, maybe my kids, whatever, are doing okay. The schools are doing their best, but they've got parents and supporters and communities that can help. The people we're worried about are people who haven't got parents and haven't got the families, and people who need that help and that support. And we've seen some amazing mums today, Leanne and Nina down the road here, people doing their best for their kids. And it's not easy to do that sometimes. So we need to help each other and come together and help absolutely everybody. So for me and this little fella here, JD the robot, who sadly has got a flat battery, so he can't wave, he can't do anything. And do you know what? That's robots. They're useless without us, without our creativity, without our innovation, without our art to make them come to life. So never believe that robots are clever. They're no cleverer than you. And that's what the Rocket Kids Club is all about. Helping you, inspiring you to aim higher than high. A place where you can be inspired. A place where you can create with your creative carer, your mum, your dad, your auntie, your uncle, you may be a neighbour or friend or somebody else somewhere in the country. If you haven't got a mum or dad that can be helpful because they're busy or they're not there for whatever reason, we're going to connect you with creative carers who care about you, who care about creativity, who care about you and care about all our futures. So this film, this club is for all of you. Thank you very much. Doing a hashtag Rocket Kids Club for all these kids to have a safe place to go and share and create with their creative carers. I'm going to share what Action Jackson hopefully would have done if he'd been on.
Everybody say, dream big. Dream big. Act now. Act now. Never give up. Never give up.
Let's just do some book stuff, shall we? This is the book that everybody really needs to be reading at the moment. Good Ideas, How to Be Your and Your Child's Best Teacher. What does collaboration mean to you?
For me, collaboration is everything. I believe that
even... What we call it when what we do connects us. So your art could be painting, your art could be photography, your art could be dancing, the art of design, graphic design, DJing, I must admit, your art could be fashion, your art, as many children are when I say this, could be football, the kids put their hand. Your art could be baking or cooking, the Big Bake Off's one of the most famous connects. Your art could be coding, developing games. There are lots of jobs in the creative industries, and that's what this is all about. Your art could be rockets. You could say my art's rockets, paper rockets like this, because your art could be rockets like this, Stephenson's rocket. And that's a BBC Microbit, a £12 computer. You can learn to code one of those without even having a microbit. And we're going to show you how to do that. And we're going to teach you how to code JD. Doing a hashtag Rocket Kids Club for all these kids to have a safe place to go and share and create with their creative carers. I'm going to share what Action Jackson hopefully would have done if he'd been on.
Everybody say, dream big. Dream big. Act now. Act now. Never give up. Never give up.
Let's just do some book stuff, shall we? This is the book that everybody really needs to be reading at the moment. Good Ideas, How to Be Your and Your Child's Best Teacher. What does collaboration mean to you?
For me, collaboration is everything. I believe that even...
What we call it when what we do connects us. So your art could be painting, your art could be photography, your art could be dancing, the art of design, graphic design, DJing, I must admit, your art could be fashion, your art, as many children are when I say this, could be football, the kids put their hand. Your art could be baking or cooking, the Big Bake Off's one of the most famous connects. Your art could be coding, developing games. There are lots of jobs in the creative industries, and that's what this is all about. Your art could be rockets. You could say my art's rockets, paper rockets like this, because your art could be rockets like this, Stephenson's rocket. And that's a BBC Microbit, a £12 computer. You can learn to code one of those without even having a microbit. And we're going to show you how to do that. And we're going to teach you how to code JD. I have got on the line an amazing man called David Gilday. Are you with us?
So there are kind of two stages to solving this.
Go for it. No epic fails here.
Indeed. So this one is very similar to the robot you've seen before, but because it can see it reflected back from the cube, it can detect that.
This is a world exclusive.
This is the new one that I've been developing. I'm still working
with anything to do with wires or motors or anything that he can. The other day he wanted to make a crane, so we made a crane out of bits of wood and rope and stuff that we found in the garden and in his dad's shed. Oops,
wow.
and do it